Hi, Dave. Richard Joy here, of course. Sorry you couldn't be here at the board meeting. We wanted to update you on the showroom progress as well as walk you around the warehouse in about 30 seconds. But since you can't be here today, we wanted to show you a little bit of the progress that we've made in the showroom. The showroom's been cleaned up. It's being broken down right now and rebuilt. And one of the items that we've rebuilt is over here with the test kitchen that you'll see some information on the slides.
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
This is all brand new here. Manufacturers have paid for and donated the equipment, so the cost to BHS is minimal. Our goal is to bring in a lot of foot traffic and show off the space. If you want to spin around over here, this stuff is all being broken down, these walls, these racks, modernized, and most of it will be donated by the manufacturers. So the cost, once again, is minimal at BHS. So that's a small part of some of the change that's happened at BHS. You, of course, remember Don Harvey, who's our Chief Operations Officer, and Don's going to take you around the warehouse quickly and show you some of the changes that he's made. All right, so based on initial assessment, I think you probably remember what the warehouse looked like. Initially, there was a lot of issues associated with location control, product identification, and just general process and flow. So one of the things that we started to focus on right away was how we actually processed inbound and outbound shipments. So originally, we had shipping, if you can remember, the shipping desk was over on this side, kind of tucked away. It was in the way of any inbound processing. So receiving was coming in through this door, it was interfering with shipping, and then it was trying to be put away. We kind of made changes to the flow to allow more smoother cross-docking and a more of a U-shaped workflow of inbound versus outbound as far as shipments. The other thing that we've done is we've actually put down designated areas for inbound receiving as well as outbound shipments. I think probably when the last time you were actually here, Dave, on this side we had a lot of dead inventory, dead stock. And it was taking up pretty expensive real estate. So what we want to do is we want to also focus on the velocity and the high moving items. So we took a lot of the slow moving items, and we pushed them back to the rear of the warehouse, and we created more of a cross-docking workflow here, where this is all project management product that's actually staged and ready to go. There's probably about maybe 2 weeks worth of inventory now that's actually staged here for our installation group. So the flow, again, simply minimize handling, optimize space, and then get most of the velocity and the high moving parts up towards the front. So inbound product coming in, any product that needs to go away continues and flows through to the back and the racking. Any product that needs to be cross-docked now actually comes across to the shipping location and then out the door. Anything that needs to be staged for our installation groups goes right into this area.
Just a couple things to point out quickly. If you can scroll down here and you notice just some of the cleanup, clearly outlining where stuff goes, because before it was just scattered. And while it's better organization, now there's just clear lines of where items go, even something very simple. And if you spin around here, this is the service desk that Don was talking about. Better location.
Correct. So everything in here is outbound shipping. It has better documentation, so the documentation control is in place. I know that everything here is actually going outbound versus everything on the other side is receiving. So again, good control of product flow in and out, tighter location control as well as documentation control. The other area that we took a look at is just how we're actually storing product. So if you want to take an eye down one of these aisles, for instance, we've kind of gone through and we've taken a look at how we're just storing our product. I mean, we're carrying china, breakables, fragiles for our customers, and they want to see that we're able to actually stock and maintain our stores fairly well. So we've kind of revised all that, went through, cleaned everything up, and got it much better organized. The other area that we really weren't taking advantage of is the overall cubic space within the warehouse. So we had a lot of product laying all over floors. It was old fire sale product that was laying back here. We had fire sale product up front. We had it back here, as well as we had all our tooling that you can see down this aisle was all up towards the front of the building where the high real estate was. This was all lined up towards the front end as far as inbound and outbound. We took all the tooling, we designated a spot as you can actually see on the floor, and said, this is where all the tools go. So everything has a place and everything in its place. At the same time, we started to take advantage of more cubic space within the warehouse. So we've added racking, we've gotten everything off the floor and everything into a specific location. So again, tighter control. I think the other area, you know, we had spare parts, marketing products just kind of thrown everywhere, old files. So we worked with the marketing, the design group, as well as the project management group to go through and clean up all the files, all the marketing products, all the spare parts that were laying all over the place. And at the same time, we put together a designated non-conformance location. So one of the control issues that we had was product that was actually being returned and how it was being dispositioned and where it was being stored in the meantime. So we've put together, we put a designated location for non-conformance material so we can actually control our returns a lot better as well.
And just one other item, if this part of the warehouse right now, Dave, if you can remember, there were maybe 2 to 3 racks before, and stuff was just lying on the floor. Currently, you can see all the new rack units here, and the difference in organization and identification of the inventory.
So I guess then just kind of following through, by moving shipping towards the front of the warehouse, by creating that flow, we also open up areas for opportunity. You know, more area for putting together transfers between VHS locations, as well as more areas for doing assembly work for product that's actually scheduled to go out the door. So our pickers and our warehouse guys can actually bring product over into this area. They can assemble it, put casters on it, take legs off of it, get it ready for out the door, and they have actually a designated spot to do it. In the past, it would just be done anywhere someone could find floor space. So now again, everything has a place, everything in its place, everything's designated. So tighter control, better efficiency, you know, and this is kind of just the first step to starting to improve our efficiency. We started to analyze the velocity of the product that are all in these racks, where it's actually located, and really the next stage is starting to reshuffle the deck and make sure that our high moving parts and our velocity parts are towards the front within the specific racking itself.
So that's it. Thanks, Dave. Sorry couldn't make it. Look forward to seeing you soon, and hope you like some of the improvements that you've seen in the warehouse. Take care.